Good morning, students. We are learning the new chapter. We're going to start a new chapter, that is methods and constructors, chapter 10. Now, we you have already studied about this methods and constructor in the previous classes, but we are going to just revise them up with like what is the method is. Now, generally, if you have to talk about methods, now if I ask you, we have to any work that you do, you use certain method to solve it, means some steps we follow to solve that particular task. So similarly, method is what, if I have to define a method, now method is a small, if you see the definition that I have given it here, the method is a small segment of the program used from the main functions again and again for the same task is termed as functions or methods. Now functions or method is, now if you just think of this factorial program that is here in the book, now you can see the factorial program. We have got the two segments we have. This is one segment, this is another segment. Okay, now in first one, both are displaying the same thing. Here we are using m value, here we are using n value, and both are calculating the same types of factorial values. So here you can see this is a factorial process where we are having the for loop. Okay, we are having the for loop and we are having the function, the formula, in order to find the factorial number. Now if the program can be solved with the one method, we don't have to use two method, because when you use the two method, your programs becomes longer. So what is a method is, method can be used now, different tasks can be solved using different methods, but we have to select a one specific method which is shorter and your statements are shorter and your programs are simple and easy to understand. So here you don't have to use two values to calculate the same thing, so you can just use either m segment or either you can use the n segment. So this is a kind of a thing that we see in the factorial program. Now there are various components that is important. Now components, there are different types of components that we have it in the method. Now different types of components, the first one, if you see the first one, the first method component is method header file. What do you mean by method header file? Now when you declare public int add int m int n, now if you see the program given here, example program, if you see here, now this is little blur. Okay, now if you see here the example program, what is given here, we are trying to add the value of m and n. So above this method is called as header file, method header file, and this is called as the method block. Okay, now method block, how do you define it? Now public is called as what, access specifier. This is a return type. What is a return type? Integer value is a return type, and add is given as a name of the method, and these are the parameters that we have. So in header file all these things are present. What are the things that is present? We have an access specifier, we have return type, any kind of data type that you give, int, float, double, types of return that you give, and add is the name of the method. Now you can see this bracket here, just before this whatever you write, that is called as the name of the method, and within the bracket what are the variables that you are declaring. That is, like here we have declared the variables as what, m and n. So this m and n are called as what, parameters. Okay, so this complete part of the program is called as method header file. Now come to this signature. What is a method signature? Now add a and b. Now here what will happen, suppose if you wanted to send a value, suppose m value is 5 and n value is 4, m and n value, suppose we are passing it to the values a and b. Okay, now this kind of expressions are called as what, method signature. Okay, we will be coming across of this in the program, so you should be clear with that, what is a method signature is. Okay, and access specifier, we have got the various access specifiers. We have three types of access specifiers. You have already studied, that is public. Okay, we have got public, and then we have got protected, then we have got private. Okay, above you can see here public, that is public, protected and private are the three types of access specifier that we use it. Next is a return type. You know why we use this return type. Return types is used to return the value to the function. Then method name, any name. Suppose here you have given sum, here you have given add. Okay, so like that, if you give any name just before this bracket, if you're writing anything, that is called as method name. Okay, so these are what? These are the component. We are learning about the component. Very clearly the example is given here in the book. So you can just see the examples and go through it. Parameter list. Within the bracket, if you're declaring the variables, this is called as parameter list. Method block, all this part, the calculation part is called as method block. And return type, if you are returning the value, here we are returning the value of s, so this is called as return type. And so these are the components. Okay, so you can just write it down, a short line for all of them. What is a method header file is in your own word. Okay, method signature, what is a method signature, then types of specifier, what is a return type, what is a method name. So these are the types of component that is there in the method. So today we have learned what is a method. This is a method definition, the small segment of the program used from the main functions again and again for the same task is termed as a functions and methods and the components. So please go through this and please make a short note on this topic.